What is going on, guys? John Barsikarius here, and today we're going to be working back on the Carnage, and today we're going to be replacing the stock spare gear, and I'm going to be upgrading to CV shafts on the rear. These are like the front ones, but because I'm going to be replacing them because the stock ones, these come with dog bone, and these are lower performance than these. These are very durable and they have better performance, so I'm gonna be going with that. That's like a bonus. And yeah, the spare gear just got eaten up by the revs of the motor, and it's time for replacing. So yeah, went to Simon Models, and he hooked me up with these. So yeah, shout out to Simon Models. I will be linking his Facebook page and the website in the description, so you can go check him out. He's a very nice guy, and yeah, you get along with Simon. So shout out to Simon for supplying me with the products in this video. Let's get to replacing the CV shaft first. Okay guys, so first I'm gonna start with untightening the rear wheel so I can access the axle. Remove the drive pin from the axle, and now you have a screw right here you're gonna have to unscrew. There we go, the link is unscrewed, and now we have access to removing the stock dog bone drive axle and the rest of the coupling. As you can see, mine came out with a bearing, so make sure you get it off the axle. And mine are filled with gunk, so I'm gonna go ahead and degrease them with some brake cleaner and clean them up, and then put the axle in. Okay guys, so I cleaned up and lubed my bearings, and I'm gonna be putting my CV new drive axles in, and I just put some grease in there. And what I'm gonna be doing as well is putting some grease in the coupling on the rear axle. I'm in the diff, and just gonna put it and align it. And there, now I just have to screw this back again, and I'm done with this side. You just have to repeat the process for the other side. Now on to fixing that gear. So we separated the chassis, and here is our very eaten up gear, and this is the exact replacement. So we'll unpack it, and now as you can see, oh, is Is this broken actually? No, that's a bushing. I thought the center bearing was broken. We have to unloosen this flange so we can remove this assembly by unscrewing the clutch, and yeah, we should be on the right side. Okay, so I removed this flange, and next what I'm gonna have to do is get a 7mm, should be, yeah, this is a hobby spanner. I have to unloosen the spring clutch so you can access the assembly to replace the gear. First you have the nut, then the spring, and then this bushing and the bearing as well. Have to clean that up. And this is the clutch itself, I mean clutch and gear at the same time. And I have to break this assembly loose. As you can see, I just pry this piece of aluminum off, and this should come right out. And this acts as a clutch itself, as I imagine. I think this is the friction, which is completely toast, but it works fine, so I'm gonna leave it like it is. Next I can remove the drive pin, and now the gear should come out. As you can see, there it is. This is so eaten up, I mean this is how it should look like. There it is, guys. So let's go ahead and start assembling the new gear. Okay guys, so now I'm going to assemble the new gear, and this gear is called integrated clutch. This acts as a drive gear and also as a clutch, and I didn't note this is a clutch material which is on this side, and this is the rear side, and there's this pressure plate, or I mean that's a plate. I'm gonna clean it up so everything goes in nice. This is brake clean, it's a degreaser, and just be careful of the orientation of the parts. There's a little dirt and contaminants on this, so I'm just gonna clean this up, and I'm gonna install this plate. So I'm gonna reinstall the plate just like this, so that's locked in, and that's the rear part. Now here's the new gear, here's the old gear, and this is kind of like a clutch material, and mine is very in a bad condition, but I'm gonna reuse this. I'm gonna try to salvage it as much as I can. It's like some clutch material or something. My clutch is always tight, so I don't use that much, so that's why I'm not worrying about it. This is gonna be tight as well. So the rear part is done. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the flange so that rubber or clutch material won't move, and that's done. Next I'm gonna be peeling the other side. Man, this looks very delicate, and I'm taking the time and putting this on because that's the way it came and that's the way it's gonna go. I did not have problems with the clutch because it doesn't work that much, but yeah. So I'm only replacing the gear. Okay, put it like that, and I'm doing this as well just so the flanges have something to grab on, so you know. And next I'm gonna have to find the drive pin. And this I'm gonna put it in the shaft, just like that, so the outer flange can lock onto it. And I am also going to clean the outer flange because it's dirty as well. Just have to install the outer flange, so we can call the gear replaced now. Next is the stuff that comes after it. You have the spring right here and this bushing, but first I believe you have to do the bushing, because this bushing presses onto these flanges. That's what locks in the clutch. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up before I install it. Okay guys, so she's cleaned up. Now I'm gonna install it on the shaft. Next is the spring, which goes in the center, and then is the tensioner nut, which is what regulates the clutch pressure. I'm gonna put it tight so my clutch doesn't slip that much, because I don't like when it slips, because you lose power obviously. Looks like it's working good because it's spinning the tire, so yep. So the clutches seem to be okay. I'm just gonna leave it like that. So next is going to be the drive shaft flange, and you have to be careful because this shaft has a flat side, as you can see, and that is where the pinion, that is where the grub screw has to align with it. So yeah, that is how you have to line it up. I'm going to go ahead and degrease and clean up this flange and put some Loctite thread locker. Okay guys, so I'm gonna line it up and install it. Okay guys, so we're done replacing the spur gear and clutch assembly, and this sure grips now. It feels much better. And go ahead and reinstall this stuff, and do not forget to install this plastic which goes on the bearing, and this sits between the chassis and the bearings. I'm going to go ahead and assemble the carnage back again. Alright guys, so she's all finished up, but then put it all together. It took a bit of time because this is my first time replacing that spare gear clutch and you know, two-in-one thing together, and it seems to be okay. I reset the mesh between the gears to the best of my abilities, and let's pray God that it doesn't do that again. Anyway guys, I'm happy that this thing is together, and I'll be testing it, but actually not, because I put some thread locker on this flange. Now that grub screw is not worn, but they say that it's good to leave it for a while so it dries up, because I do not want to go bashing and yeah, end up with it being in rear-wheel drive only, because you know, if that loosens up by vibration, it's not gonna have the front-wheel drive system working. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it to dry for about a week, because I like to keep it more than enough. So yeah, and then I'll try to go bashing a bit after months of not using it because of this problem, and you know, other stuff came in the way. So okay guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Hope you liked this video. If you did, subscribe, go follow me on my social media. Thanks for watching guys, and see you in the next one.